Over time, the true nature of the Statue of Liberty, like the very copper from which she is forged, reveals itself through a series of coded messages embedded within every detail of her design. From the illuminating torch to the 7 rays of her crown, her inscribed tablet, her commanding pose, and the broken chains at her feet, each element serves as a part of a grander, occult communication. Even the pedestal and its intricate internal structure, conceived by Gustave Eiffel, contains subtle architectural cues and precise measurements that align with Masonic and Illuminati numerology. This deliberate alignment transforms the monument into a colossal magical battery and a symbolic gate for unseen forces. Initiates, possessing knowledge of these specific numerological sequences, sacred geometric patterns, and the rituals necessary to activate the statue as a powerful talisman, claim it functions as a conduit for their collective will, thereby unlocking a greater plan for global transformation. The Statue of Liberty stands as a silent guardian of a truth few are meant to comprehend, a monument to an ongoing spiritual and political battle fought with symbols, hidden meanings, and these occult secrets revealed. The statue's most prominent feature, the torch, is a direct homage to Lucifer, or Hecate, or Isis. All three amalgam, a pagan, perhaps sinister trinity, seems true. First, Lucifer, offering a different kind of illumination that challenges the existing order. With the Luciferian light, she casts not merely the guiding flame of democracy, but the transformative, seductive light of a profound revolution of the spirit, orchestrated in secret. This orchestration is attributed to the Illuminati, a secret society believed to have subtly influenced the statue's design. Having infiltrated the Freemasons, they are said to have used this network to embed their agenda within the monument. Individuals involved in the statue's creation, including sculptor Frederick Auguste Bartholdi, along with many other engineers and financiers, were all high-ranking members of Masonic lodges, directly initiated into deeper hidden mysteries and aware of the true occult purpose of the monument. The gifting of the statue is thus not as philanthropic as it is a calculated move within a grander scheme. Part 1. Isis Unveiled, the New American Egypt. Every detail functions as a coded message. The 7 rays of her crown, while commonly understood to represent the 7 continents and seas, possess a deeper occult link to ancient star worship, like Hecate, and intricate numerological patterns that constitute core tenets of ancient secret knowledge. Hecate, an ancient Greek goddess of magic, witchcraft, the night, the moon, and crossroads, is frequently depicted carrying a torch, a consistent and significant symbol for her. This torch represents illumination and guidance, helping to navigate darkness and liminal spaces, symbolizing knowledge, wisdom, and the burning away of illusion. It also emphasizes her dominion over night and the unseen, and her protective aspect, as torches ward off evil. The 7-pointed crown, symbolizing Hecate's mastery over cosmic forces and her link to planetary magic, are overlaid upon the Statue of Liberty's symbolism, particularly Liberty's own prominent torch and 7 rays. Equally as prominent is Egyptian symbolism that connects New York City, the 13 colonies, and ancient Egypt, with the Statue of Liberty, being an embodiment of the Egyptian goddess Isis. The presence of obelisks in major American cities, including the Washington Monument and others inside of New York City, mirrors ancient Egyptian architectural forms, signifying an intentional adoption of Egyptian symbolism within American civic design. Many founding fathers of the United States were Freemasons, and Freemasons utilized symbols such as the all-seeing eye and the pyramid, derived from ancient Egyptian and other esoteric traditions. Many American cities bear the same names as ancient Egypt. These Masonic influences shape the design of the numerous American symbols, its capital, and its philosophy, establishing a new Egypt. America is a Masonic experiment and a deliberate rebirth of ancient Egyptian wisdom intended to lead the world as a new, enlightened civilization. The Statue of Liberty is an amalgam of Lucifer, Hecate, and of Isis. Frederick Auguste Bartholdi's earlier design for a colossal torch-bearing female statue for the Suez Canal, depicting an Egyptian woman, directly influenced the Statue of Liberty, reinforcing this connection. The Statue of Liberty's torch, held aloft, embodies the same concept of spiritual light and knowledge as Isis's wisdom. Liberty's seven-pointed crown symbolizes universal dominion and illumination, mirroring Isis' divine power and widespread influence. The concept of Isis unveiled, signifying the revelation of hidden truths, is reflected in Liberty's role of enlightening the world. Part 2. America, the Masonic experiment. The very copper of the statue, changing color over time, is a symbolic transformation, revealing Liberty's true nature. The placement of the statue, facing outward to the Atlantic, is not merely as geographical, but as strategic, signaling a global reach for the Illuminati's influence, extending their control over new continents and trade routes, and control over who gets to partake in the Masonic experiment called America. For example, the number 7 is paramount in numerous ancient mystical traditions, frequently associated with the 7 classical planets: Sun, Moon, Mercury, Venus, Mars, Jupiter, and Saturn, and their corresponding divine energies, numbers, chakra, tarot card, etc. The 7 rays symbolizing the channeling of these planetary forces, influencing global events and human consciousness. Masonic initiates understand that these rays are not merely symbolic of global reach, but act as energetic conduits for a specific, transformative influence radiating across the globe, touching each continent and sea with a hidden agenda. They comprehend how specific planetary alignments, interpreted through their unique astronomical system, derived from ancient Babylonian and Egyptian practices, or, as I teach in this channel, with my Adonisian astrology, dictate opportune moments for societal shifts, and the statue's design is said to capture the same cosmic principles that touch all of us, but secretly encoded by the Masons everywhere you look. The tablet she holds, officially inscribed with the date of American independence, contains hidden geometries, and the subtle arrangement of letters, when deciphered, reveal a subversive message. For instance, the Roman numerals MDCCLXXVI hold a double meaning beyond merely representing 1776. Initiates understand this as a numerical code tied to gematria and isopsephy. Through these methods, they decode the Roman numerals and other inscribed elements, uncovering, for example, the precise date of a planned major world event, like 9/11, which is encoded in Trump's 45th, then 47th presidential placements, both reducing respectively to 9/11, and are the measurements of Liberty's tablet 23 feet length plus 13 feet wide, 36/9, which in meters is 7 meters long and 4 meters wide, which makes 11, 9, 11. And you are seeing this revealed for the first time ever here, because I'm the first. These same measurements and symbols can encode for the true name of a hidden leader and a command phrase to activate a long-term plan. For example, the establishment of a new world order, where initiates who can decipher the significance, understand no precise dates, are given instead sub-events that cumulatively establish the NWO, like the rise and prevalence of AI, Trump's rigged 2024 election, which he himself claimed live on camera, was rigged by Elon. These numbers further reveal the true name of a hidden leader, like Q or Brother Spartacus, and command phrases like Ordo Apayo or NDCC-LXXVI, and the hand gesture of the upside down triangle, or all-seeing eye symbol, to name a few. Also, command phrases like the storm is coming, but beware because the thunder can kill. The specific ratios in the tablet's dimensions reflect esoteric principles of sacred geometry, revealing universal mathematical truths known to initiates, which they know govern the structure of reality and can be manipulated for their purposes, like 9/11, or your own, if you know how to personalize these purposes for yourself via the 7 rays in you, the 7 planets, the 7 Masonic rays. These patterns are understood by initiates to resonate with cosmic frequencies and unlock spiritual power one can harness physically through meditative control of their anatomy. Part 3. The pagan feminine deity representing monotheistic Christian America? America was never Christian. The Freemasons themselves, and embodied by Lady Liberty herself, made her pagan. Her classic pose is not interpreted as a benevolent welcome either, but as a protest. This pose is a defiant stance of a powerful, rebellious, feminine deity. The very proportions of the statue, down to the length of her arm and the height of her torch, all adhere to specific numerological sequences and sacred geometric proportions that form a grand cipher, a master key to the hidden doctrine. Initiates recognize these precise measurements and her stance as reflections of cosmological models and human energetic systems, which anchor specific energies to the physical world. The broken chains at her feet, typically symbolizing the triumph over slavery and tyranny, are red herrings. A monument dedicated to a fallen angel or pagan ancient deity cannot genuinely represent American freedom from bondage. Harriet Tubman is a better symbol for that. Instead, these chains signify a different kind of liberation, a breaking away from established religious and royal kings and queens acting like governmental authority, paving the way instead for a new world order that the Illuminati seek to establish based on liberal, progressive, Age of Aquarius-like futuristic beliefs. This breaking of chains speaks to a deeper revolution, a dismantling of old societal structures, paving the way for a new global governance under their NWO control. The very location of the statue, facing the Atlantic, welcoming immigrants, is actually a strategic placement for controlling entry into said New World Order, for vetting and assimilating only those who will serve their ultimate purpose. All the while, an ancient pagan feminine deity of the New World looks back in defiance at the old one, How many more occult secrets revealed can there be encoded in the symbol of liberty? Details within this numerological, astronomical, and mythical scrutiny reveal obvious connections to ancient Egyptian symbolism. Bartholdi's initial designs for a colossal lighthouse at the Suez Canal, featuring a veiled female figure holding a torch, directly influenced the Statue of Liberty. This initial concept, linked to a figure of progress, or Egypt carrying the light to Asia, is seen not as an abandoned project, but as a precursor to the true, hidden meaning of Lady Liberty, carrying forward an ancient, pagan lineage of light-bringing female deities, as Lucifer herself is Venus, the planet, the 15th card of the Tarot's Major Arcana, representing America illuminating the New World Order. Initiates understand that the Suez Canal project was part of a larger plan to establish global trade and influence, and the Statue of Liberty is a continuation of that agenda, embodying the same ancient powers to guide us toward enlightenment. Part 4. The Statue of Liberty's hidden command phrases and numbers decoded. Numbers such as 3, 5, and 7, along with geometric shapes like squares, triangles, and circles, carry specific symbolic weight. For instance, the 3 degrees of craft masonry, the 5 orders of architecture, and the 7 liberal arts and sciences, which all find symbolic representation in the Statue of Liberty's height. Even her cornerstone, a fundamental element in construction, was laid in a Masonic ceremony, a historical fact and incontrovertible proof of Masonic influence. Rituals that were consecrated in stone as the statue with the pedestal rises 305 feet 1 inch from the ground to the tip of the torch. The number 3 finds fundamental resonance in Freemasonry, representing the first 3 degrees of craft masonry, or the 3 components often found in classical architecture: base, shaft, capital. The number 5 relates to the 5 orders of architecture, which emphasize specific aesthetic principles and proportions: Roman, Ionic, Doric, Corinthian, and composite. The 25 windows in the crown reduced to 7, reinforcing concepts of cosmic completeness, harmony, and enlightenment. The number 7 stands as a powerful Freemasonry symbol associated with the 7 liberal arts and sciences of grammar, rhetoric, logic, arithmetic, geometry, music, and astronomy. Thus, inherently, the 7 planets and the ancient Egyptian 7 rays manifested inside the human being as the chakras. 25 is itself a magical 5-fold pattern, as 25 is 5 multiplied by 5, or 5 squared, or inversely, its divisor, and the square root. We humans are 5-pointed stars, and there are 50, 5 times 10, stars on the American flag, echoing the height of the statue's pedestal, 154 feet, which reduces to 10, and holds up the 5-fold star meaning of the 7-pointed crown. The statue itself measures 111 feet, from heel to the top of the head, a perfect trinity of ones. Conclusion. So how does it feel to know these specific numerical values, both overt and derivable from measurements, are proof of deliberate inclusions by designers who possessed esoteric knowledge and secret affiliations? Such revelations transform the monument into a conduit for symbolic, cosmic, astronomical, and pro-feminine energetic forces, which turn this monument from a motionless copper statue into a colossal magical battery and symbolic gate that operates on a subtle, unseen level, though not unseen by you any longer. And as their unambiguously gay relationship disintegrates, and Elon further betrays Trump, first confessing he knows Trump is an Epstein pedophile client, then confessing that he indeed rigged the 2024 election for Trump, which further delegitimizes and undercuts Trump in the eyes of his own base. And Trump affirms on Truth Social, Elon did indeed do the Nazi salute. We will observe the tide against anti-liberal and anti-DEI policies rise with a sister tsunami against ICE and Trump, all as Trump dies before our very eyes from mysterious natural causes by January 2026, which, unlike his cartilage, he will not resurrect himself from death. There are many constellations to keep an eye on, but Masons astronomically ground astrology because it is a tenet to the craft as one of the 7 liberal sciences, astronomy. And if you were a Mason proficient in astronomy, you would be following Auriga. When you do that, the skies show the moon's 2025 visits in Auriga are slowly, but evidentiarily, killing Trump. The GOP as well, because the Elon and Trump bromance has proven incontrovertibly every Republican is a Nazi. Always was, with an overwhelming 77.5% of the American population not voting for Trump in 2024. Trump has even less support in June 2025, 4 months into his presidency. But come the new moon in Auriga in 2025, the last dying gasps of this maggot movement will fade into the nothing from whence it came. The GOP is the Nazi party, as in, with their blinders on, the GOP will not see what's clear to you and me. In fact, more than 3/4 of the American population think the GOP simply does not see the bigger picture. But if you support a Democratic Party who did not democratically choose their 2024 candidate, just imposed a dead-on-arrival candidate, i.e. this, upon their party, you're also not seeing. If you are seeing, can see, and ISIS is unveiled for you, the encoded end of Trump is not just about him. 9/11, through him, signifies the death and end of the American presidency, the cornerstone of American democracy, and America herself. So, R.I.P. America, 1776 to 2026, 250 years reduced to the completeness of 7, encoded, obviously, now, in Lady Liberty? Does it also mean the end of the dream, and thus why we are all now awakening? All of this, your fear, your anger, and disappointment, is being secretly orchestrated by one group seeking to establish a new world order with deep, tentacle arms pulling strings in every country all over the world. In the American homeland, they pull the puppet strings of every politician from both parties. And you are just a lamb for the slaughter to them, a number. Closing. But the real truth, God's truth, is you are not just a lamb for the slaughter, nor merely a number. You are a unique, powerful, and conscious individual. The path forward is not found in fear, but in the brilliant light of your own awakening. The shadows you've perceived, the orchestrations, they only hold sway when you grant them power. But the truth is, your power is inherent. It resides in your ability to think for yourself, to question, to seek knowledge, and to connect with others who share a desire for truth and freedom. Not just for those who think and look like you either, for everyone, for the diversity, because DEI or day means God, and to be anti-DEI means plain and simple, you're anti-God. Imagine a world where more and more people choose to open their eyes and see Isis unveiled for themselves. Each individual who sheds the illusion adds to a collective resonance, a vibration of awareness that cannot be suppressed. This isn't about grand battles. It's about the quiet, determined act of awakening yourself, of waking yourself up. So, forge your own path. You are not bound by any secret orchestrations from any organization, public or secret. You have the agency to choose your own destiny, to cultivate joy, to build connections, and to create the world you wish to see. Your voice, your actions, even your thoughts carry weight in this unfolding reality. So let go of the fear. Embrace the thrill of self-discovery, the strength of diversity, of fully self-expressing your true self, and the boundless potential that lies within you. The future isn't predetermined. It's being written by us together in every conscious choice we make. Are you ready to unlock the universe's secrets and harness cosmic power for your own life? Discover the Natal Crystal Serpent Astronomy Report. For centuries, ancient civilizations and secret societies have understood that the cosmos isn't just a distant spectacle. It's a living, breathing force that can be channeled and directed. With the Natal Crystal Serpent Astronomy Report, you can tap into this profound wisdom right now. Imagine understanding the intricate dance of planetary alignments, not just as abstract concepts, but as energetic conduits influencing your individual consciousness. Yet, you hold the keys and agency to manifest your destiny, because the future isn't predetermined, it's being written by you. With this report, you choose better, conscious choices. Just as Masonic initiates have long utilized a unique astronomical system derived from ancient Babylonian and Egyptian practices to dictate opportune moments for societal shifts, you can learn to personalize these powerful forces for yourself. The Natal Crystal Serpent Astronomy Report delves into the core of these cosmic principles, showing you how the seven rays, representing the channeling of planetary forces, are more than just symbolic. They are energetic conduits, influencing every continent and sea, touching each of us, but which are totally at your disposal. You will uncover how specific planetary alignments at the time of your birth, interpreted through my unique Adonisian astrology, hold the key to understanding how to leverage them for your own purposes. And here's the truly revolutionary part. It shows you how to physically harness this spiritual power through meditative control of your own anatomy. It's time to stop just observing the cosmos and start actively channeling its power. Don't let the universe's most profound secrets encoded in you remain hidden. Being that this entire operation of mine is a one-man production further underscores the exclusivity and rarity of this report. Are you ready to take control of your destiny and align yourself with the cosmic forces that shape your reality? Visit the shop now to book your initiation, or become a member of the channel and start your 2025 Kundalini purification and chakra activation journey. Starting now and culminating by December 2025, perfect for 2026, this unique journey will guide you through the activation of one chakra per month, igniting the seven rays of the seven planets within your own being. You will learn how to activate the Statue of Liberty as a powerful talisman, with the keys that magically personalize the purposes encoded in the Statue of Liberty, translating them into tangible freedom, joy in your life, personal liberty, and the unbridled pursuit of your happiness. And until next time, trust and believe that it is okay to be you. The most beautiful you there ever was, there is, and that there ever will be. Because you are not a story that can be told twice. And there will never again be a stage for you to perform, but this one, right here, right now. So be you, the most beautiful you. And one last thing. Fuck ICE, fuck Trump, and fuck MAGA. And if you support any of them, fuck you too. Otherwise, God bless you, and let's join forces.